Frith. Hope all is well. So today's video is on Thurisaz, and it's working with this stutter and its movement and Galder and visualization. For its positions and postures, two most common ones are right here, and either like this, which I don't really work with that often, or like this, right? This is the one that I always work with. Movements. The first movement can either be really soft and gentle, right? Working with the breath. Or if you wanted to incorporate the Galder sound. Right? Breathing in. Or you could be more forceful. So those are generally the two kind of thorn movements, and then as Mjolnir, as Thor's hammer, it's more of a right, that really powerful. You want to feel it flowing through your energy, right? So get that feeling, that power, so that if you're, for instance, one time I felt this negative energy from my past kind of come into my space, and I used that hammer energy to basically just crush the thoughts, crush that feeling, and crush the energy. And it was gone. It was out of my space really quickly. So that's one use that I've used with it. Yeah, let's see. So there's and so working with the root Galder sound, the th, or the th, or the th, right? That feeling of thrusting or crushing, right? Is that where that goes with that Galder sound? Or working in as a meditative state, you're just kind of sitting in that, feeling the vibration, feeling it, and then directing it towards the point, wherever you're going towards. So one of the big lessons of Thurisaz is learning to focus, to channel your energy and your awareness and your attention down to one thing, right? To that one little point. And it has that feeling of directing that energy, right, to that point. So one of the practices I work with is just meditation stabilization. So start with a piece of paper with Thurisaz, painted on, and just have it on the wall or something, and just stare at it, right? And it's not like gripping, holding onto something. Just be present and aware, and just stare at it. You're not worried about thinking about it. You're not thinking what you're seeing or what you're looking at. When different thoughts and distractions come into your mind, as soon as you become aware, bring your attention back to just looking at Thurisaz. That's it, right? If you get distracted and you hear a noise or something, that's all right. Bring your attention back. As soon as you're aware that you got pulled out, bring it back. Just be present with it. And as you progress, so start with a couple minutes a day and just work your way up, right? Work your way up to 15 minutes at least of just holding this image. And then when you feel comfortable, now close your eyes and bring that image into your mind's eye, right? So now I'm seeing it. And sometimes I will use my hands, actually literally, to create the shape as if I'm tracing it into my mind's eye. And then just hold it there. And again, you might have thoughts or distractions that come up. That's fine. Just bring your attention, stabilize. So working with Uruz, bring that stable, strong energy and just hold it there. Right? And then again, something else might come. Maybe Thurisaz is starting to move around or starts to change shape and meld into something else. That's fine. Once you're aware of it, again, recreate it, hold it, stabilize it, bring it into your mind's eye, right? And then after you gain that, now bring it into yourself, right? So now we are that shape, right? We are the thorn, or we are Thurisaz. And at this point, working with the Galder sound is really helpful to really feel that. You can work with the movement. And as you're able to feel it, as if you are just the rune, you're that runic shape, you're mimicking it with your body, you're intoning the Galder sound so it's resonating within your being. and your mind's eye is focused on being Thurisaz. And then the next level is working with visualizing as if you're a thorn, right? So now, I'd encourage you to connect. This is an opportunity to connect with some thorny, it could be a cane, like the berries, blackberries and raspberries. It could be a tree, like a blackthorn or a hawthorn, or it could be a rose. It could be any number of things, right? So choose something, and I encourage you again, get that object, get a piece of it, right? If it's a blackberry, go out there and cut. That was the first thing I had. First runic power object I had was blackberry, and then I connected with blackthorn, and ever since I've been, connecting with that. Yeah. So get that, and then and visualize, become that. So familiarize yourself with the shape. Familiarize if you can drink it, have some tea. Make some blackberry tea or rose hips tea, or whatever you get, right? And and as long as it's not poisonous, be smart. They really connect with that energy on a very physical level. And then as you work with the visualization, so you've over the the next couple weeks, just work your way towards this internal visualization and tapping in with whatever plant that you're seeking to connect with. So now as you work with it, you're visualizing you are that, in the case with blackberry, like on that cane, I feel myself as part of this long thorned cane. And just be with it, rest with it. Work on moving away from that sensation of holding these arms up, this weight, and just being, in this particular case, a blackberry cane, right? Just feel that. Feel the sway of the wind. Maybe feel a bird landing on you, or some mammal coming through and getting tore up, piercing. Just connect with that feeling, with that object, right? Whatever plant or tree that you want to connect with. So yeah, and so all these things, this whole process is working towards focusing the energy, and so that when in yoga, it's all about, with Patanjali Yoga Sutra, that it's all about slowly refining your focus on this one thing until there's a moment where the object and the subject, so we're focusing on this blackberry, for instance, and it is this external thing, but through the process of actually becoming the rune, we've already got this sense of our sense of self has kind of oscillated a little bit and expanded. And so now as we're meditating on this one plant, whatever it is, whatever we chose, we're focusing on it, and we are literally becoming it. Like, in a sense, like our consciousness is starting to meld a little bit into the object that we're focusing on. So subject and object kind of soften and interact in a way that shares energy. And at that point, consciousness has a way of doing pretty magical stuff. And and all of this is helpful towards changing and inviting things that we want in life. So and so the lesson, the focus that I'm talking about with Thurisaz is just like learning to focus. And this is a good way to progressively move in that direction that will later help us in Rune Yoga. All right, so that's what I wanted to share today. So till next video, be well and be blessed.
Odin, Thor, Freyr, Freya, Sif, Frigga.